Hello, this is my presentation on CHC Theory of Intelligence, the clinical implications of cognitive and intellectual assessment. The Kettle-Horn-Carroll, or CHC Theory of Intelligence. This presentation delves into the fundamental aspects of CHC theory, which integrates various cognitive abilities into a comprehensive framework. We'll explore the clinical implications of cognitive and intellectual assessments, emphasizing the importance of multidimensional approaches in understanding intelligence. Why intelligence theory matters. Central construct in psychology. Intelligence has traditionally been a foundational concept in psychology, influencing various fields such as education, clinical practice, and social research. Its significance lies in understanding the human capabilities and behaviors across diverse contexts. Over the years, the definition of intelligence has shifted from a singular focus on a general intelligence quotient to a more nuanced view of recognizing multiple dimensions of cognition or cognitive abilities. This evolution reflects the complexity of human thought and behavior. Early intelligence models primarily emphasized a single global source, often overlooking diverse cognitive capabilities that individuals may possess. This reductionist perspective failed to capture the full spectrum of human intelligence. Current intelligence theories advocate for multidimensional frameworks that acknowledge a range of cognitive abilities. This approach allows for a more comprehensive understanding of individual strengths and weaknesses, contributing to effective assessment strategies. Recognizing cognitive diversity in a clinical setting is essential for providing tailored interventions and support. By understanding the varied profiles of cognitive abilities, clinicians can better meet the unique needs of each individual, enhancing therapeutic outcomes. The evolution of intelligence theories leading to a comprehensive CHC framework. In the late 19th century, psychometrician Sir Francis Galton published work on the measurement of intelligence, introducing the concept of general intelligence factor that's typically seen as a lowercase g. In the early 20th century, Charles Spearman further developed the idea of G, emphasizing the common cognitive ability underlying performance across various tasks, establishing foundational principles of factor analysis. Raymond Kettle and John Horn, I believe John Horn was Kettle's student, proposed their models distinguishing fluid and crystallized intelligence, challenging the reductionist views of prior theorists. John Carroll synthesized previous research in a comprehensive hierarchical model, integrating findings from Kettle and Horn to establish the CHC Theory of Intelligence, emphasizing a broad range of cognitive abilities. The contributions of Kettle, Horn, and Carroll. Raymond Kettle's distinctions. Kettle introduced the concept of fluid intelligence, which refers to the ability to solve novel problems and adapt to new situations, as well as crystallized intelligence, which encompasses knowledge acquired through experience and education. This dual framework emphasizes the different ways individuals process and apply their cognitive skills. Horn expanded upon Kettle's work by identifying additional broad cognitive abilities beyond just fluid and crystallized intelligence. He argued against a singular general intelligence factor, advocating instead for a multifaceted approach that recognizes the diversity of cognitive strengths and weaknesses among individuals. John Carroll synthesized the contributions of Kettle and Horn into a comprehensive hierarchical model of intelligence. His extensive factor and analytic research led to an identification of several strata of cognitive abilities, illustrating how specific skills relate to broader intelligence factors. Carroll's work solidified the framework for the CHC theory, emphasizing a multi-layered understanding of intelligence. structure of the CHC theory. The CHC theory presents a nuanced hierarchical model of intelligence with general intelligence at its apex, representing a person's overall cognitive abilities. Below this, broad cognitive abilities such as fluid reasoning, crystallized knowledge, working memory, and processing speed encompass various mental skills, while at the most specific level, narrow abilities detail the precise cognitive skills linked to individual tasks. Individual differences in cognitive profiles. In a personal note, I felt I needed to put this in. I come from a background where I studied emotional disturbances or cognitive impairments. And in my work, I found very often people who struggled with emotional emotional issues, problems, they tended to not get a fair assessment of their cognitive abilities. Either they had the ability to think, but they couldn't handle being in the clinical environment, or there were other factors that always affected the scoring. So the end result never adequately showed what their intellectual ability was. Anyway, cognitive abilities vary individual to individual. Strengths may not align universally. Recognition of unique profiles is essential. Biological influences. Cognitive functioning is not solely a product of innate intelligence. It is significantly influenced by various biological and psychological aspects. Factors such as hormonal imbalances and physical health can play crucial roles in shaping cognitive abilities. Nutrition has a direct impact on cognitive functioning. Proper dietary habits contribute to optimal brain health, while deficiencies in essential nutrients can hinder cognitive processing and lead to diminished performance during assessments. The effects of chronic stress can impair cognitive functioning by affecting attention, memory, and and executive functioning. Moreover, trauma history may contribute to persistent cognitive deficiencies, which can become particularly evident in high-pressure assessment situations. These are more examples of why a singularity of assessment isn't always appropriate in the clinical setting. When you start looking at socioeconomic situations or education levels, different things like that, people who are brand new to tests and have chronic stress or history of trauma tend to score much lower on tests, especially standardized tests. Effects of acute stressors. Acute stressors such as anxiety and immediate environmental pressures can significantly undermine cognitive performance during assessments. These short-term stressors can lead to temporary decline in attention and working memory, impacting the results of the assessments. Understanding how mental fatigue and emotional distress impact cognitive assessment outcomes is also a critical aspect of what we should talk about. Let's see. Increased mental fatigue. Extended assessment sessions can lead to mental fatigue, affecting performance and accuracy in test results. In my previous career, I remember one of the first times I administered the Woodcock-Johnson test. It took so long that I noticed a significant decrease in the person's ability and brain functioning towards the end of each assessment period, which I believe affected results. Decline in attention and self-regulation. Again, I worked with people with emotional impairments. So a lot of times people who were not able to self-regulate in a way that they needed. So echolalics, or maybe hand flapping, things that might be a distraction or seen as a nuisance, were sometimes taken away. Then the kiddo was not regulated and was not able to perform to the best of their ability in the assessment. I'm sorry, I went off script. As testing progresses, attention may wane and self-regulation can diminish, leading to less reliable responses. Impact of emotional distress. Emotional distress can inhibit cognitive functioning, such as fluid reasoning and working memory, skewing assessment outcomes. This is evident when you see somebody who has a lot of crystallized intelligence, right, or knowledge. They have a lot of information. They've been very successful academically, but then they sit down to take an assessment, and because of something, they're unable to perform in that environment. It causes for skewed results. CHC theory and modern cognitive tests. Modern cognitive assessments are increasingly aligned with principles of CHC theory, offering a nuanced understanding of cognitive functioning. There are 70 plus board and narrow abilities assessed by the Woodcock-Johnson test. 30% increase in CHC theory alignment in recent Welsher intelligence test for children. 1.5 million individuals assessed annually are assessed using CHC-based tests. 90% reliability rates of the Raven progress matrices in measuring fluid reasoning. That's why I shouldn't go off script. Sorry about that. Interpreting cognitive data clinically. Integration of cognitive data. Clinical decision making is most effective when cognitive assessment data is integrated with qualitative insights obtained from clinical interviews and behavioral observation. This holistic approach allows for practitioners to gain a deeper understanding of the individual's cognitive strengths and weaknesses, contextualizing the results within their unique life experiences and emotional states. The results of a cognitive assessment are a number that should be used in conjunction with other information that a clinician has gleaned. The importance of rapport and emotional safety. Establishing rapport and ensuring emotional safety is crucial during assessment process. When individuals feel safe and understood, they are more likely to engage openly, which then can reveal cognitive abilities and coping strategies that standardized tests, I said may, but they definitely do overlook. This test enhances the assessment's accuracy and relevance, fostering a collaborative environment for understanding and growth. When a client comes in and they are comfortable with the clinician knows the assessment inside and out. When they present the assessment, they're not stumbling over words. They're confident in how they present. The client typically will feel more comfortable and will perform better when clinician and the person being assessed have a little clinical rapport, and maybe the clinician knows a little bit of the person being assessed life and past. That also allows for the freedom of not worrying about XYZ during the assessment, because there's somebody else who already knows and is helping carry that stress or that trauma. Ethical uses of cognitive assessment. The effectiveness of therapeutic interventions is shaped not only by cognitive assessment results, but also by the clinician's capacity to adjust their communication and treatment strategies to align with the client's unique needs. Ethical applications of cognitive assessment involve using the data to enhance understanding, inform treatment plans, and advocate for clients rather than applying rigid labels that may limit potential. I just saw the time and realized I'm going over. I already talked about a lot of this. So to wrap it up, the Kettlehorn-Carroll Theory of Intelligence offers a robust framework that enhances our understanding of cognitive functioning by recognizing the complexity and diversity of cognitive abilities. It facilitates tailored assessments that inform clinical practices and improve individual outcomes. I think it's important to note that they inform clinical practice. They do not dictate clinical practice. They can improve individual outcomes. They don't dictate the results of the therapeutic process. Thank you very much. That was my presentation on CHC Theory of Intelligence.